最后我们说，我们什么时候是 ？OK。No thanks 之后。All right, we're live. Okay, so first of all, thank you everybody for coming tonight to our event. STON.fi DeFi Love Singapore. We're gonna live stream right now, so if you could just keep the volume down in the back. We have some really great speakers today. We're talking about DeFi. My name is Nick. I'm a co-founder of TBook. We build modular incentive infrastructure for TON, and we're working directly with TON Society. So I'll just start with a very quick introduction before handing it off to our main event for the night. We're gonna invite our top speaker, Vlad, to talk a little bit about DeFi strategies on TON and also like the development of DeFi on TON. And then we're gonna hear from some of the top DeFi projects on TON. So super excited about this. And of course, very excited to meet new friends and see new faces. I see familiar faces and many new friends as well. So let's get started. All right, y'all can clap. It's okay. It is for the audience. Guys, show me the love. All right. So modular incentive infrastructure. Next slide. That's Nick. So TBook grows up. So we started TBook just a few months ago, and we thought at that time, you know, TON is a very interesting ecosystem. We were looking at the growth of Telegram. We were looking at the growth of Telegram mini apps. And one of the key drivers for mini apps and driving traffic to these mini apps were incentive campaigns. And so when we started building on TON, we got a lot of feedback, positive feedback from user growth from launching campaigns on TON. And we said earlier this year, let's double down on TON. Let's do more incentive campaigns on TON, and specifically, let's target DeFi. And a lot has happened since then. So in the last few months, we have 1.8 million incentive passports minted, which means that 1.8 million users have used the TBook product to complete quests, to complete tasks, and attest to these tasks being completed. 6.1 million tasks have been completed. So we're driving a lot of engagement for our project partners, and of course, mobilizing users to boost the projects themselves. And finally, 4.3 rewards claimed. And so I think one thing that's really important here is that, yeah, it's great that our users are generating a lot of rewards, but this would not be possible without the amazing partners we have, the DeFi partners, obviously TON Society, because the rewards is what keeps users generated. And of course, the continual design of what these rewards are, right? So it's not just points. Now we're evolving into soul-based tokens, and we're also going to be starting conversations about what the utility of soul-based tokens can be. And so this is an ongoing process. And so I expect these numbers are nice now, but when these numbers really represent unlocked utility for these users, it's going to get really fun. So a couple of things we do. We have a product called Reward Sphere. It's a dashboard to design, launch, and optimize incentive campaigns. So if you're a campaign you want to launch on TON, you want to launch incentive campaigns, you can work directly through our dashboard and publish this campaign directly to TON Society, or you can embed a deep link within your own product and then attest to tasks being verified through your own product. So you can do it through us, you can do it internally. For us, the idea is to just drive as much traffic as possible to your site through these incentive campaigns. We also have a product called Wise Credit Score. It's your digital footprint. So it captures your on and off-chain behavior. So some of that on-chain behavior could be things like, well, what have you been doing in terms of DeFi? Like, are you staking? What protocols are you staking on? What kind of coins do you hold? And off-chain behavior could be things like how many fans do you have on Twitter or Telegram? Some kind of quantifiable metric to your influence off-chain. And so taken together, we capture this score as a Wise score. Now, of course, because of this, we have an idea of a user's behavior. So we can help our DeFi projects identify the user behaviors that they care about, especially if they're building personas that they think are going to be valuable. So this is a product that we see growing more into the future. And finally, I just want to talk a little bit about Late Night DeFi, which is the product that we are launching directly in partnership with TON Society. We're partnering with some of the top DeFi protocols on TON right now, and of course, we're going to hear from them in a few minutes. But so far, we've launched for a little under 2 weeks, and we've had a lot of great feedback. Over 10,000 participants, 26,000 credentials, and a lot of a lot of staked assets on these protocols. So this is just beginning. We're going to be running this program through the end of the year. And I have to say, right, like a big thank you to Ton Society and the support they've been giving us. And of course, wonderful protocols that we work with. I've met a lot of you guys in person. I hope that through this partnership, we can continue working more closely together. This is just the beginning. And I think one of the things that I want to underscore, this is very important, is that we all believe in the Ton ecosystem, especially building DeFi. And it's a long journey. So what we see now is just the beginning. It's great data, it's great feedback, positive reinforcement, but this is just the beginning of a lot more to come. So we're very excited for that. All right, now without further ado, I want to invite Vlad to the stage to talk a little bit about farming strategies on Ton. Vlad is the DeFi lead for Ton Foundation. So everyone join me giving him a round of applause. Yeah, you can take the seat. I'll take the beer. This guy's mine.
Thank you. So you're gonna help me to move on the slides, yeah?
Yes.
So my presentations always look like this. I'm gonna speak quietly, and if you wanna listen to me, please be quiet too. So today we have like a small family discussion here. There's not a lot of people, and we're gonna talk today about the DeFi and the DeFi on Ton itself. There is a DeFi from the DeFi lead. So going next, DeFi from the DeFi lead. Our agenda, a few words about me, then the structure of DeFi on any chain, current stage of the DeFi on Ton, what's our global vision here, and why we're here actually, farming strategies on Ton, and the most risky and profitable strategy. And in the final, we're gonna speak more about DeFi risks and how to deal with them. So a few words about me. I think we can skip it. Only one thing you should know, I spent 5 years in DeFi. That's it. Structure of the DeFi on any chain. So guys, hands up who knows what's the DeFi Llama website. Okay. Hands up who knows Dex Tools website. Dex Screener. Okay. Who even once provided liquidity into some DEX, for example. Okay, this is very good. This is very good. So the structure of DeFi. I would love to build. If you know, it's amazing. If you don't, that's really good chance for you, because now you're gonna have a more graduated structure of how the DeFi looks and how it feels. If you're gonna go to the DeFi Llama and if you open any chain there, from Ethereum through the Tron, Binance Smart Chain, Solana, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're gonna find there the first 10 protocols are mostly the same. And these 10 protocols have the same pattern. From my point of view, it's called the DeFi heart. And the DeFi heart usually consists with bridges. No, this one is better. Like bridges, CDPs, IMM protocols, lending protocols, liquid staking derivatives, and their staking derivatives. So why? There is like a first tier of the protocols. And all of these projects, firstly, don't need their own token. So they can operate without any government's token. Why? Because they are dealing with a real needs. Just an example, the IMM protocol here. From one side, we can do the swaps. From other side, we can provide liquidity. Do we need the government's token here? No. Do we earn here? Yes, the liquidity provider earning fees. And do we need to do a swaps on chain? Of course, yes. So this type of the protocols has their special features, without which one the DeFi itself is not sustainable. So it's impossible to do and build DeFi without these protocols. Simple example, there are also IMM protocols. We cannot imagine DeFi without creating the tokens, and the IMM protocol help us to list permissionless tokens. So there's where price are burned. And the same for bridges, for example. We cannot imagine DeFi without bridges with liquidity inflow and outflow. Also, CDPs and the lending protocols. There's the utility for the main DeFi assets. There's the leverage for the main DeFi assets. Most of the people who invested in Ethereum ICO now chilling on Aave and Compound because they want to do the leverage on their assets and play with the DeFi or buy luxury houses. The same also for liquid staking derivatives. There's very good booster to any proof of stake chain because we can extend our strategy with liquid staking. We can earn, okay, it's 4, even 1, even 2%, but there is extension for the strategies, and we also can leverage the DeFi. And all of these protocols have the real yield, real sustainable yield, because they cover the real needs from the users. Then, based on this tier, based on the first tier protocols, we can build the second one. What is the second tier? It's vaults, leverage yield farming, derivatives, options, insurance, synthetics. It's impossible mostly to build without the first tier. So imagine how we can build vaults or the yield farming without the AMM protocol. It's impossible, or without the lending protocol. It's impossible too. Some of the products from the second tier may became like a core product in the first tier. Example, the on-chain perpetual futures, GMX and Arbitrum. So the GMX and Arbitrum is in top 10 according to DeFi law ranking by the TVA. But in general, the perpetual futures may exist even on the empty chain. So if we just allow on the chain, put the perpetual futures, okay, it's done. That's how DYDX did. And regarding these protocols and the DeFi at all, the DeFi is impossible to build without the first tier. So to grow the ecosystem, to have a sustainable ecosystem, have the arbitrage inside of the ecosystem, the good APRs there, we need to build first tier, then in parallel build the second tier, and then connect the chain to as much as possible chains, as much as possible taxes, and trying to invite as much as possible devs, give them incentives to even just copying all of these protocols and relaunch it with the new brand tokens. So the next slide. Why we need the DeFi? Usually, not even for TON, for ETH, for any chain with a DeFi, is the utilization. So why the blockchain building DeFi? Because inside of the DeFi, the blockchain can utilize the main coin. It's very easy, very simple. It's one of the goodest deflationary mechanics for the blockchain coin. Then for all of us is less entry threshold and equal access for the users. So we just need to have only the internet. I know in Singapore is a very good place, but I'm from CIS region. So in Ukraine, for example, 5 years ago, it was not possible to buy any stocks. Now you should call, like literally, you should put your phone number and call. Could you buy me an apple? But we are in 20th century, we're able to use the applications. But regarding the financial literacy and financial tools, only what we have is the DeFi. Because in the DeFi, we have the access. If we have the internet, we can trade. That's it. We don't need any license. We don't need any brokers. We don't need any permissions. We just need to know how it works and use the application. And zero trust and no human factor, also security and anonymity, questionable. Understand you, of course, questionable. But with compared to what? With compared to centralized banking applications, is not questionable because they are built on the backend, and if they want to change something in the database, they just do it. Here, if we want to change something in a smart contracts, if it's upgradable, we can do it, but someone want to know it. And someone, of course, going to know it, and someone put it into the community. And 24/7 support and no weekends. I mean, the DeFi works every day. And now with compared to the stock market, on the stock, we can trade stocks from 10 to 6. Imagine you open Telegram at 11 o'clock and you see the message, sorry, you cannot chat, wait to the next morning. The same experience on the stocks right now. Regarding the DeFi, 24/7. So that's the current stage of the DeFi and TON. The green one is what we have. So starting with the lending protocol, mid flood is EVA Finance, then give him a allow. The IMM protocols also, the liquid staking derivatives, non-stakers, BEMA, IMM protocols, DDoS, STON.fi, on-chain perpetual futures, Storm Trades, and swap routers, also the Coffee Swap and the Rainbow Swap. Launchpads, Gamify for sure. The rest, which is black, we are now developing. For example, you see this small CFMM, custom functional market maker? Do you guys see announce yesterday with STON and Curve partnership? So there's green too soon in a few weeks. That's what we are working on. And regarding the grant request proposals, regarding the next hackathon, we need CDPs, we need breaches, we need liquid staking derivatives. All of the things, especially vaults, especially leverage yield farming, because we need to build the strategies on chain. That's the current stage. Next one, the general idea and the global vision here. Okay, all we know about the top turn applications: Notcoin, Hamster, Bloom, Kitizen. They involving millions of users into the tapping. So then the users receive an airdrop. While they receive an airdrop, what they do? They install in a wallet. So there's a part of the onboarding inside of the crypto. And only one thing between the simple tap-to-earn application and the complex DeFi, which is on chain, that's the one-click investment application. And the global vision behind a whole idea and a whole tone is our motto: is crypto in every pocket. What it means? It means one-click investment apps with lending and borrowing, yield-bearing stable coins, some investment strategies into the liquidity providing, by just with a one click and with a simple, casual manner as top turn applications. And if to simplify everything, that's kind of the global vision of how we can expand DeFi to the retail users. We're going from our past to amazing future. Farming and ton. So farming means all yield opportunities. We have on ton liquid staking, liquidity providing, lending and borrowing, single asset staking, and a complex strategies, combination of everything. And this is, you need to take a picture with this screen. So like a DeFi elite on ton, and this is not a financial advice, not a financial advice. But this is the strategy of DeFi. So the general concept and the general idea here. This is very, very risky. First, how it works. You can take liquidity. We're starting with STON. We can stake TON into the liquid staking, into BEMA and TON stakers. Just an example. Then we receive a liquid staking derivative. It's ST TON or TS TON. We can provide it as a collateral to lending protocol, EVA Finance, and then we're able to borrow USDT against of the collateral. And we can go to two pools, actually three pools on the DEXs. It's TON USDT pool, TS TON USDT, and ST TON USDT, which had the artificial reward from the foundation till the end of the year. And we allocate their 5 million tons, it's $25 million till end of the year on these pairs on the DEXs. Or you can provide liquidity to Storm Trade into the vaults with USDT, TS TON, NOT, and TON. And that's the full strategy, which you can start with a liquidity staking, go to lending protocol in the next. It's very risky. I'm going to explain you why. So starting with here, the liquidity staking, which risks are here? Because we are supporting the validators, we might be slashed. That's the first risk. The second one, if like all of that's written on the smart contracts written by people are making mistakes. It's audited, but people are making mistakes. It's usual, and this is also one of the risks. Then inside of the lending protocol, which risks there? You can be liquidated here because you are providing some part in the collateral and you're making a loan, and your loan should be not equal as a collateral, even lower than the collateral. And if your loan, if your borrow gonna go to mostly equal to the collateral, you're gonna be liquidated. That's one of the risks. There's economical risk of nature of the lending protocols. It works on every lending protocol, so we cannot imagine lending protocol without the liquidation, just in case to understand. And the second risk here is also smart contracts, because it's written by people are making mistakes, even though it's audited. And the final, in anything, in any stage here, the risk is the token volatility. So if we use TON, you should believe in TON. Against, you may expect the price volatility, and you may scare yourself for like, oh my god, it's going from like 1 to 8, then going to 5. So TON is a new token, is a new chain, and we're going to expect the price volatility in the future too. So, and the final, the DEX and the storm trade is also written by the is also on the smart contracts written by the people, and the mistakes they audited. But inside of the DEXs, we have one of the risks is impermanent loss, which you can Google also. And in a storm trade, one of the risks is economical thing, because you are in the walls being like a counterparty of the traders. And you should also go to the docs in each protocols here and understand how it works and do your own research. But this is the most profitable strategy on TON right now. Maybe do previous slide. Previous. 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 So next one and next one. DeFi risks and solution. General it all. So we are starting with using chain, and we may expect some risk from the chain. So you may understand how the blockchain works and do your own research, firstly with a chain, then with a wallet, because all of that is made by people are making mistakes, then with a token, because we have some token nature, some of them deflationary, some of them inflationary. You might understand how it works. DeFi smart contracts written by people but audited by the other people too, so you should barely advise you to understand what they wrote on the audits and how it works. DeFi economy at all. So the DeFi is intersection of the math, programming, social, game theory, and economy also. We may expect some economy hacks, not only the programming hacks, not only the math hacks. And DeFi nature, it's all. So it can be pumped, dumped. Someone can play with your money. You might understand it. How to deal with it, mostly do your own research, and regarding the audits, understand how the audits works. So this is it. My Twitter. Thank you.
Have we all scanned? Get your scanning in now, all you live streamers. Okay, who's up next? Tom takers, do we have any takers? Anyone here with Tom takers? Anyone here with Tom takers? All right, I think we have a no-show. Next. We have a no-show. All right, there we go. BMO, come on, big round of applause here. Liquid staking, baby. Good to see you, Ben. Looking forward to it.
One, two. Do you hear me? Hey again, and thanks for having me here, and thanks for having so many TON events today, and so many at the very same moment. And overall, during this week, I'm so happy to see TON builders, TON users, and those to become Ton users and builders. I'm really so excited about that. So I'm Kostya. I'm from BMO, and we are building liquid staking on Ton. So a few words about who we are. We are not like really just only degens. We are. No, that's the last like team gathering. Yeah, just in the middle of the like our globe, since we are fully distributed team, but we are real persons with real like names and not like some pixels on the avatar. So we like most of us have a huge fintech experience, and we are pretty savvy in asset management and in crypto building. So we are like here for a reason. And also BMO is actually the first liquid staking protocol on Ton. So just a few words about liquid staking. Thanks Vlad for like having covered almost everything. Just to highlight a few points. So since Ton is a POS networks, which is proof of stake, we need validators to run it, and we need to have tons staked on that validators, or in other words, locked. So now you need over 300,000 tons to be locked there. And the key word here is locked. And that means you cannot use them. And that is why liquid staking appeared on POS networks. So thanks to BMO and other liquid staking solution, as an alternative to this approach, what you can do is you can participate in a collective staking. And you may provide as much as, like, let's say 1 or 5 or whatever you want amount of tons, and they will be stacked together on the validator node, so they will perform the very same job. The security of the network will be achieved, but you will get not just only lower entrance level, but you will also get an LST, a liquid stake token, in return to your Ton, which can be used in that DeFi strategies that Vlad mentioned, which are not a financial advice, please. So why did we came up with a liquid staking solution and not any other? Actually, not just only overall DeFi and especially Ton crypto ecosystem are not really mature, and we are at early stages here. And again, as Vlad just described, the very beginning of each DeFi strategy, almost each DeFi strategy, starts with liquid staking and we could think about it as a core pillar of a DeFi ecosystem of any network. So this, to our opinion, should be delivered first, and that's where we started. So getting back to BMO, why we think we should have your attention here. First, we are a performing team, we are secure, and we are reliable community with really responsive and understanding support. So we are always here for you, whether you have faced any challenge, please reach out to us. We are also independent and self-funded. That gives us a little bit more flexibility in our decisions and the roads we take. And we are still in great relationship with all the ecosystem players. So feel free to reach out to us if you'd love to make any partnerships or integrations. We are here for collaborations as well. So yeah, we have a lot, and we have a lot more planned. So a little bit about the numbers. First, we provide 3.5 APY now, and this is somewhere around the net numbers. There is an approach that makes you count this as, let's say, 4, but the exact number, the like last month numbers, are as follows. We have around 13 million stones staked, and despite of all the bad things that happened during the last weeks, we still observed around 15% month to over month growth. And we have already achieved a few great integrations and partnerships with EVA, with STON, with DDAS. So you can even get more yield on top of that staking rewards by providing your assets as a collateral or by providing them as a liquidity into those partner products. So where are we going? Again, we are staying strong on the belief that the key of the liquid staking ecosystem is integrations. Even if you have a huge pool where you can swap your LSTs into base asset at any given moment, the token is not really liquid if you cannot build any sophisticated strategy around that. So we are in works with great teams to bring more and more integrations and more use cases. Vlad just mentioned today that there are already 30 protocols on DeFi Llama, so happy to have everyone on board. Back to security side, this is something we really care about. We already have 3 security audits on the gun, and I'm a little bit biased about that because of my past experience. So we really put in a lot of effort there, and we are taking even more further steps to be announced. One of the important things I wanted to highlight is that we are having a TG announced in the Q4, and we already have an incentive program running. There are already a lot of happy STXP pre-token holders, and according to our roadmap, we are already allocating 10% of our future BMO token allocation to those having STXP pre-token. So hurry up and participate. Soon we are announcing our tokenomics and details, and we are also planning to be shifted into a little bit more decentralized form. Yeah, please. And the last but not least, we definitely love and adore our retail users. So anyone coming with like whatever amount of TON staked gets our support and love and everything. And yet we believe, according to what we observe in other networks and protocols, that the core TVL part of any protocol, and especially liquid staking, are those holding large amounts and those institutionals that have a special requirement set. And we are now looking precisely into providing that features like segregated accounts, and there are a lot of like pain points we have to cover. So we are committed to be compliant with those requirements as well, and to provide them. Thank you for having me here, and thank you, TON ecosystem. Thanks.
All right. Switch your mic. Is that maybe?
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Hey guys, yeah, actually it's really pleasant to hear about your project from in another presentation for several times, but before your own presentation. So thank you all, thank you previous speakers. So yeah, let's start with let's start with this slide. Thank you. So we can start. Great. So let me tell shortly about EVA. EVA is a lending protocol. So we are here. We're building here since beginning of 2023, and actually, lending is a really crucial part of any financial system. So I bet you won't tell any thriving DeFi ecosystem that that doesn't have any lending. From April, we have a growing TVL trend, and as for now, we got 54 million in supply, 31 million of TVL, 7K monthly active users in mainnet, 2 pools, and 3 products on top of EVA in depth. So actually, what can you do here? EVA is a platform where you can do any borrowing using TON or liquid staked assets as collateral for borrowing, say, stables, just to avoid losing your exposure to TON or liquid staked assets. Or you can do hedging and more tricky DeFi schemes, such as schemes that mentioned Vlad in the previous slides. Okay, let's move next. So yeah, currently we have this interface where you can navigate to one of two pools, and I will tell you about the second pool with the next slide. Next slide, please. So okay, this presentation entirely is about what we launched recently and what we're gonna launch in the close future. And this has been launched just 2 weeks ago. So it's actually quite rare parts of DeFi. In EVA, you can use LP tokens as collateral. Why it's very important? Before, when you supplied your assets to DEXs or say to perpetual DEXs such as STON.fi, that was the end of your DeFi scheme. So you had nothing to do with it. And with the launch of our LP pool, there now an opportunity to recycle liquidity. Actually, when you supply into DDust, you're getting LP token in return. This LP token actually have some value. So this making it possible to use this LP token as collateral for borrowing. For example, that's only for example, and just to clarify, that's not a financial advice because it's also have some risks, and I will mention it in the very end of the slide. So you provide this LP token as collateral. That's say TON USDT LP token. It means that you provided TON and USDT. After that, you borrow TON and USDT, and the best thing that you can do with them is to provide it back to DDust. Why it can be really profitable? For example, now you are getting something like 30 or 40% of APY of rewards on DDust, providing your assets that way. With this recycling of liquidity, you can multiply this figure at least by 2. So it's actually 80% APY. And a bit about risks. So the price of LP token and the price of underlying assets actually peg to each other, but there is some difference that happens while volatility happens. There is an impairment loss that actually makes LP token less volatile than TON and USDT, and thus you can get liquidated. Also, we have a similar thing with a Storm trade. So we accept currently DDust LP token for TON and USDT, LP token for Storm trade, and LP token for TON LP token for Storm trade, and USDT token of Storm trade. And we are looking to launch a STON.fi LP token as soon as they do some updates that are quite important for making this real. Next slide, please. So, okay, currently EVA is a platform where where the main core of users are the users with a 10K deposits or even more. And actually, that's not a really widely adopted product among retail. And this is actually very normal for lending protocols because among lending protocols, only few can tell that they have a lot of retail. And we're actually working on it either. So, for making it easier and for making it faster, we are open to collaborating with other teams. One of the good examples, so actually now it's 3 products building, and one have been launched also just maybe a week or 2 ago. Next slide, please. So it's a coffin. Coffin is actually something like from technical parts, yeah, something like a leverage trading platform. But from community part, there's something beyond of it. So from it's actually the season of booming meme coins. So after the launch of Gas Pump and Pumpy Fund, there are multiple meme coins launched almost every day, and many of them are viewed as undisputable shit coins actually. And Solana actually showed us how to treat this. They were launched on Solana.
I don't even. Yeah.
This is the mic.
Do you know the? Well, so actually, it was about just before this event. Martin, who's our spokesperson, was going to give this presentation, but double booked himself on another presentation. So I got the slides, 31 slides. So these slides are new to me, so it'll be new to you as well. So it'll be interesting. But what I'll get from the slides should help me tell you more about what I know of STON.fi, what I'm doing there as well. So I'm the head of developer relations. Also run the grant program at STON.fi. I guess you can just like slowly hit the slides while I talk, and yeah, so you can go to the next one. So I get the beginning slides of what I saw is basically how the Telegram ecosystem with TON has a great UX flow, right? So you're basically building these mini apps that is really like a web app that you're integrating as an iframe, displaying on as a user interface on Telegram. So it's like that feel of an app store where you can click, it opens up, and then you have the user experience from the direct web app you built. And I remember when I had my aha moment with Telegram, and it was in January. I was at Ideaton, and I saw that this was right when Notcoin was launching. If you're not familiar with Notcoin, it's a clicker game that was a mini app. And within weeks, they got 20 million users. And that, like, my mouth dropped because I knew before that Axie Infinity, it destroyed their record. And they were considered the biggest, basically GameFi application in the market. And they only had 2.5 million users. So it made me realize that TON is basically set up to be the first mass adoption blockchain in the network. And then since then, I got full in on TON, fascinated with building different applications. And 3 months ago, started working for STON.fi. I guess you can just keep moving the slides. Yeah, so just keep going. So just keep going, just keep clicking. So basically, STON.fi, we have a very easy documentation to handle, integrating our SDK. So if you're building like a DeFi application, we have an SDK for a swap function that you can integrate. We have an API to allow showcasing any of your analytics within your product, whether this is even GameFi, DeFi, SocialFi, handles all of that. Just keep going, keep clicking. And we actually have a grant program that offers up to 10K we give. And this program, we built this program to really allow the early stage projects into TON. TON is a difficult application to get into, especially in the early stages, because once you get listed on the App Store, you have potential for millions of users, right? So TON Foundation is also very strict to making sure that they're picking the most innovative projects. So at STON.fi, we're really here to help these early stage projects definitely come in. We're really open to prototype stages that are integrating with our technology, and we want to take a risk, right? We want to make sure you can help you get in, and it's great that you guys are here at an event, because this is almost the first step to network with all of us here, to get known, that's kind of the process. Keep going, keep clicking, keep clicking. So yeah, this is going about how the easy UX with the mini apps. Keep going, keep going. I guess I can tell you though, so with the grant program too, we'll keep going with that. We offer funding. We even support you with quality assurance testing with your product to be ready. We have developers that will give you advice. We also promote your product. We have quite a bit of users using STON.fi. And so definitely encouraged to apply. I guess, always keep going. We have 31 slides. I guess one of our more interesting developments we're doing with STON.fi right now is we're building a new protocol that we call OmniSTON. And so what this is, we actually launch it at the end of September. And the first step is to aggregate the two leading dexes, which is STON.fi and DDust right now, to support better price swaps. But the more crucial thing is we're doing it's called a request for quote protocol. And so what we're doing is we're partnering with market makers. So these are the OTC desk providers, right, that provide the liquidity. And what they're doing is they're showcasing the quotes to the user swaps, right? So when a user swap happens, and the protocol chooses the best quote from our OTC partners. So what this is actually doing is the OTC partner wins, provide the swap trade, but in the end, that's creating a better spread. That's creating a better pricing point for the users. And the real vision from this is to have the lowest slippage as possible, the best pricing as possible. And if you've got ever chance to look at our white paper, the vision after that goes further. Like, we want to use this protocol as an innovation for multiple chains and really to expand. And hopefully, as we're planned by the end of the year, we'll have also cross-chain functionality. So the different applications that are building bridges right now can also, what we call a resolver, so also a request for quote, would be selected to offer bridge access to the OmniStone protocol. So it's exciting news. Just keep going. I think that's about it on my end. I had to wing it, but thank you very much for hearing me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. All right. I think we're at the tail end of our live stream. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for all the speakers for sharing. Before we cut this live stream off, we at TBook, first of all, we're very grateful for all of our partners in the DeFi ecosystem, for Ton, for helping set up this event. We're all excited about Ton. And we wanted to announce something that we've been working on right now and that we hope we can introduce to the Ton DeFi ecosystem. Now, we've been building modular incentive infrastructure with TBook, but as we explore DeFi more and more, we've been super inspired by a lot of the project partners that we've worked with. And now we want to announce that we're launching a Ton-centered restaking protocol. Yeah. All right. Next slide. And so I'll give you the 1 minute breakdown of this. We are super excited about Ton, and we're excited about Telegram. And we see 1 billion users on Telegram, and we see the growth of Telegram mini apps. And we're inspired because a lot of our team was in China during the period when mini programs went crazy on WeChat and unlocked a ton of consumer spending. And if, as we expect, the same or anything approximating that consumer spending can be unlocked on Telegram, there's going to be so much value created. In 2021 alone, $400 million in annual transaction value was generated through WeChat mini programs. Now, we have a bullish view, we're biased, of course, that Telegram mini apps can achieve something similar. Now, the infrastructure that supports the Telegram mini apps, we believe, can sit on Ton and can be a killer use case for restaking because they support Telegram mini apps that actually generate real revenue. And I think that's one of the things that we've really tried to explore with restaking. How can you develop organic revenue beyond simply the pump from TVL that is anticipation of an airdrop or a coin? And so the idea would be to use restaking to support that TMA infrastructure that supports the Telegram mini apps. Now, there's going to be more to come. We're building this out. We'll be launching over the next 2 weeks. And we're a small company. We're exploring, just like a lot of the people here. We're looking for design partners, thought partners, ecosystem partners, and of course, more friends. And I think we've been so humbled by a lot of the teams that we've met today and a lot of the support that we received from Ton. And we're excited to share more of what we've got in store for restaking moving forward. So thank you again. We look forward to meeting all of you again in person and more of you tuning in for the live stream in person as well in upcoming events. Thank you. I'm Nick with TBook. And thank you again to all of our DeFi founders again. A round of applause to all of them. All right. I think that's it for our live stream. Appreciate it. Bye-bye from Singapore.
Cool.
Yay.
Share.